is gonna run the pharmacy strat, if they just light up systems and he's able to just glow so bright, I think he's gonna have a tough time because Daiklan plays so aggressive and he just gives bubbles to Daiklan. He just goes in, smacks everyone around, and then that's pretty much most team kills right there. Or you have Aaron's in the back just killing everybody. And then Logan is pretty good at playing hide and go seek right now, so he's pretty fine. So it's just gonna come down to who can target the Mercy. You know, Logan's just been playing Mercy for right now, so maybe he's not that good as a Mercy when he's in high pressure situations, when he has a Tracer, a Genji, and a Monkey all over on him. Maybe you can rattle him a little bit, but it's same to say with Key. You know, you saw the earlier match when he was getting hardcore focus. You know, he had some difficulty playing. So, like, as a Mercy player, that's all you really can hope for, is to give them as much pressure as you can, and hopefully they make mistakes. And with Logan, at least he could always go and play another character. We see him, he could play Ana, and he could go back to Lucio. And Saito, back in the day, he also plays Mercy. He could play a Lucio. I'm sure he could play an Ana. We've seen him play. So right now, the only player I don't think they could play is like it's a Zen. So.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's going to be interesting, and I do think there's going to be a lot of pressure on these supports. Right away, we're going to see Gamester onto the Diva and Wild Tiger on the Winston on this defensive dive, but we see the skirmishers that I was talking about last map to go with it. So I do like this play, not Pharmacy, so let's see how Key is able to survive here without having a fair. Obviously, Key being one of the better Mercies we do have in the league. So it's going to be super interesting. Here comes the dive out of Xanity as he's going to apply pressure on the high ground immediately, catching a bubble out of systems as they're running the same comp they've been running, just with Xanity on that Winston. He gets taken down to half. Gamester going to have to fly out and try to stay up with his life. He going to fly and milk some res off of him. Now we're going to see Wild Tiger jumping out as well, as we got monkeys flying all over the place. We got ninjas diving in. We got Aaron's applying pressure onto the Diva mech, taking Gamester out of mech. Key trying to keep Wild Tiger alive, not going to get there in time, as picks are going in favor of the side of Koopa Kids here. We are going to see now Polkan's frag out, take out Daiklan, and Xanity applying some pressure in the back lines, trying to get some more picks. Gamester now drops the Supreme Ends. Key trying to milk that res, only gets it to about 70%. Dynama on the Tracer does have that pulse bomb, I believe, coming back from spawn, or is Dynama still involved here? No, Dynama is on point with that bomb. Occult also, there's a lot of skirmishers flying around on this point. We are going to see attack visors coming out of Aaron's, takes out Key. Now we're going to see Systems takes out Volcons, Aaron's take out Occult, and we're going to see Xanity take out Wild Tiger. That's for sure going to be first point one in favor of Koopa Kids.
Yep, coming in, just Occult not doing that much on Genji, having a really quiet game, being obviously forced from that Winston pressure from Xanity, just showing that Winston pick while allowing Daiklan, Aaron, and Systems all to go off on their respective characters.
Yep, now we're hitting into the street space here, and we see Xanity has that Primal Rage as well as logging out, having that res here. Beat drop coming in for Volcons, and the defense is getting aggressive now, diving in. Pulse bomb coming out of Dynama, takes out Daipan. Still taking down the half health, has the beat drop of the zone. He's not going to use it as Dynama's going to take him out, and it's just Systems on the point currently. A res coming in from logging out here, and we're going to see now Cole pop that Dragon Blade. Beat drop coming out of Sido. We do have a res here from Key if he can stay alive, but he's taking down the 1 HP, but he's going to fly away. Xanity's still chasing him. He's just barely surviving as here sees Xanity chasing him around. Going to finally drop him, and it's all Koopa Kids, and that is so much in part to the fact that Xanity was able to kill Key, well, not kill him, but take him down to 1 HP and make him have to fly around and be uncomfortable. And now they're going to roll through streets here and head into maybe the last point, unless we see Armory throw a contest here.
They do have 3 ults online right now, Primal just 2% away, so they could very much contest this.
Absolutely, we are going to see an Earth Shatter here out of Daiklan. He's going to take out 2 though. Key going to pop that res in this fight here, and now we're going to see them probably hop on point. We are going to see Volcons die to a Daiklan, or he actually just got res in that. Attack visor coming out here for Aaron's and Wild Tiger, who made the switch off with a Winston onto the Soldier, and we're going to see all picks now going in favor of Koopa Kids. The Resi coming out, and it's all Koopa Kids here in the kill feed, and it looks like we're going to see them roll now into the last point. They got a lot of guys playing off characters that I know they're so good at. They have, here we go, Wild Tiger switching onto the Zarya. That's the first change that had to happen. Let's see Gamester get onto the Reinhardt. Perfect. The only thing I want to see now is get Dynamo onto a Pharah and go do this. I understand that Aaron's using Pharah counter in his own, but I still think you got to play what you're best at, not taking anything away from these guys on their other characters. But this is why you guys win games. Stick with it. Don't try to flex too much if you don't need to. And just get aggressive here. We are going to see Xanity now hop on and start applying pressure on the Gamester right away with the key in his pocket. He's going to stay alive. Diaclan comes in with a big Earth Shatter. Knocking. Oh, he does take out Volkons there. Diaclan might be the best at landing pins late in Earth Shatters. Just from how much Reinhardt he's played. We are going to see Systems now take out Gamester. Wild Tiger trying to stay alive with key in his pocket. Xanity jumping into the back. He's going to use that Primal Rage. Occult on point takes out Supreme Aaron's. Just Systems, Diaclan, and the logging out on point, and Xanity's going to hop back on to keep them alive and help out. He does have res as well as Volkons having beat drop, but Dynamo dies to the Winston here. Again, I don't know if I like this Tracer pick here. Gamester gonna get charged into Diaclan. They're both being dropped. Beat drop coming out of Volkons. Now coming out of Sido, so both teams are gonna have extra HP in the beginning of this fight. We are going to see Key trying to stay hidden, flying into the fight here, trying to keep Volkons alive. Earthshadow coming out of Gamester is going to get completely negated by the Winston bubble, but it's not going to matter as Dynamo gets a pick. Wild Tiger gets a pick. Gamester does drop, but Wild Tiger takes out Aaron's. But here comes Logging with the res. Systems has a grab here. Here comes a grab out of Wild Tiger. Nothing really following it up as Volkons does take out Aaron's. He has this res. A Culp's going to drop. Wild Tiger takes out Sido. Sido, Key falls. Here comes the grab as they're not going to have support for Gamester blocks Diaclan's Earth Shatter. Diaclan still takes out Volkons. This payload's going to start rolling as Wild Tiger drops. And I don't know if Key's going to be able to get back. He might just be able to. A Culp's got a hot point. He's going to get off, I think, a 3-man res here. And they now have to hold this to the best of their ability. Dynamo on that soldier getting close to that attack visor. Gamester also getting close to the Earth Shatter. He has it now. Look for him to pop one if he needs to. Diaclan gonna get dropped, probably gonna hold on to it. His logging out's not there and also doesn't have res. So Armory is gonna live to fight another fight here as System's trying to escape with his life.
Yep, and just something huge coming out from that was obviously just that res at the last second. He got picked off so early in the fight that when he was coming out, he had nobody to really contest him. So that just came in clutch, and also something logging out just way in the back. They need somebody to focus them. Honestly, I would like a coach to actually go back on the Genji just to hunt him down, but that might not be something they'll be able to. As a Colt is just going off as he gets 3 picks to start this fight off. Diaclan getting key, but logging out there with the res, but a huge shatter coming out of Gamester immediately getting that kill on the Xanity. A good way to start. But Systems getting charged, just farming a Colt with the help of Aaron. Aaron's popping this tack visor, not in a real position to find anyone, but Graviton coming out, Sound Barrier coming out to keep everyone healthy. Volkon's trying to dance to the point but gets immediately shut down. And now Aaron on this high ground is being left uncontested and being given free room to work with, as there's nobody here to contest him. But it doesn't matter, Gamester gets a 3-man shatter with his own follow-through, and finally they're gonna, Koopa Kids looking extremely strong as they're gonna hold this point again. And now 1 minute remaining and no real ults online for them. Earth Shatter and Res gonna be up, but it's gonna be very important that Aaron gets that attack visor up as well.
It really is. Armory looking very strong here. They continue to hold off these pushes. Key at 70% to the res. You gotta assume he's gonna get that farm. That's not an issue. Aaron's almost closing in on that attack visor. Gonna be crucial. Occup's gotta try to keep him off high ground. Occup actually getting pushed as the side of Koopa Kids knows that getting Aaron's on high ground is huge. They push the entire team up there to get him there, and he takes out Dynamo. Here comes the speed boost attack visor. They're looking to close this one out. Key 90 just gets res. 2 picks coming in. Gonna pop the res. Logging out also gonna pop the res. We got a 66 on pointers. We're gonna do it all again. Volkon's getting extremely close to a beat drop. He has it. Look for him to pop this if needed. Taking out Diaclan. Systems on point, trying to farm that Graviton. Takes out Gamester with the pocket of logging out. We have logging Systems and the side of Sido trying to contest this point as long as they can. Grab coming out of Wild Tiger. They're gonna clean this up. Zandy's got to try to hop on the point. Volkon's gonna boop them back, and they're gonna hold this one here basically in the same spot that the side of Koopa held Endeavor last round.
Yup, and this is where things start getting extremely dangerous. Route 66 isn't a big map. They could very much blow this out right now. And this is offense. They could very much run that dive comp occult back onto the Genji Dynamo going on Tracer. Yup, and might be looking at what they're running. Dynamo going on the Tracer now. Occult always picks Mei before he picks Genji. I kind of use that as like an indicator now. But they could possibly run that dive comp, and I think they could very much take this team apart, take apart Koopa Kids as they did in the finals, and they could very much do it again in Route 66. A really good Genji could very much farm logging out, but a lot of pressure then is going to be onto Xanity to sort of deny that dive, and he's been having a quiet game, so I feel like right now going into this Koopa Kids might be in danger.
Yeah, they got to be careful here because this dive that we saw the side of Armory attempt to run on defense, I think is going to be very strong here on offense, especially going up against the comp that we've seen the side of Koopa Kids run. We are going to see Sito come out on that Ana, which I like, the Ana Mercy. If they're going for this this first point hold, we have a pause coming in, maybe accidental.
Yeah, I got it on the thumbstick.
Yeah, not an issue. So we are just making sure I didn't check the chat. I wasn't sure. And now we're gonna see if the side of Koopa Kids is able to hold here. We're probably gonna see some nice nano visors out of Aaron's. So some shuffling around coming here out of the side of Armory. They're actually gonna go back to that comp that they ended on, which I also do like. Key taking a Helix rocket to the body, coming right out of spawn. Okay.
But now going into this, running that triple tank comp obviously is going to be difficult as they don't have anything to really push up and sort of dislodge them from that high ground. Gangster going in for that dive but not really finding anything. Getting a little bit far, but Colt getting that hook and kill on the Die Clan, a perfect way to start this up. And now going into this, the side of Koopa Kids a little bit dislodged as they are trying to go back onto the high ground. Gangster getting hooked and getting killed. Xanity going low. He's gonna get hooked and gonna get killed, but kills actually still going in the favor of Koopa as Aaron does get the better of Dynamo. And now, as they do regroup for this, Rez gonna be up for Key, building that up as well as logging out. Aaron's, however, having that pack visor is gonna be the key difference as he's able to go to work to it. And now, right now, the side of Armory just hiding and not giving Aaron any free ground to see. And kills are coming from Armory because of that, as their teammates have no support whatsoever.
Culp's going to use that whole hog and take out Xanity, but he's going to get res immediately by logging out here. We're going to see the attack visor come out from Dynamo as he's able to take out one. Xanity's going to then take out a Culp. Gamester takes out Systems. Dynamo takes out a second on the Sito. And logging out does not have that res. Earthshatter here coming out, and Gamester's going to have Xanity laying down, not able to contest. He is going to stay alive though, as logging out is just pocketing him. Standing on high ground, they got to do something about logging out. In comes the Graviton out of Wild Tiger, and a B-Chop also coming out of Polkons. So a lot of ults being spended here by Armory. They're really going to have to cap this point. Otherwise, this is not going to be good for them. Gamester takes out Aaron's, and we're going to see some more fight going down here on the point. Just like taking out a one-shot. He's going to get dropped. Then we're going to see Daikon take out Key, but it's not going to matter unless, Logging is also dead and was almost built that res up. Just Daikon last alive, trying to contest, not going to happen. And Armory is going to head into Streets phase here. Looking solid.
Yep, and now 4 minutes of going into this, going into the saloon phase, I would like to call it. They do have a little bit of an ult deficit the side of Armory, that Graviton being huge as Daiklan, Xanity, and Aaron can farm their ults off that. And they're all being so close to it. This is going to be an extremely tough stage to push through. it's going to be a lot of pressure as Systems immediately starts that off with a Graviton. However, the Nano Boost coming out, but Gamester popping his Earth Shatter just for Die Climb. They've wasted 3 ults so far in this fight alone. The res coming out from Key to Success, still going in the favor as Dynama and Wild Tiger do go down. Gamester getting the better of Daiklan in that charge right now, and Systems already building his ult back as he's already back to 25%. But even though that happened, you gotta be a little bit proud of the fact that you got 3 ults wasted for only 2, and 2 ults that you're already halfway back through. But Dynamo getting farmed by Aaron's. He's been consistently getting outplayed by him. And personally, I would like to see Dynamo go back to either the Tracer or try something new with the Pharah and give Key a place to fly to.
Yeah, I mean, getting farmed by Aaron's in a Soldier 1v1 is not that surprising. I think that's going to be a majority of people, as he is, you know, arguably the best player in the game. But we are now going to see the payload here for Armory being moved forward. I agree, seeing Dynamo switch, but he's at 95 to that visor. Probably wants to play it out. We are seeing, you know, the side of Koopa Kids trying to kind of back up and wait for an opportunity. Clan comes over the Earth Shatter, is not going to get anybody. His Gamester blocks it. He's then going to get dropped, as now this is all going in favor of Armory, but they got to find Logging Out. Logging Out's got that res. He's hiding like he's been doing all game. Here he comes in with the res. Attack-Visor coming out with the Graviton. Dynamo trying to clean up into that grab as long as the meat shredder of a cult, and they're definitely going to win this one. Only Zandy getting a pick with his whole hog of his own. But I don't think they did that early enough. I do believe they're going to have the opportunity here for Koopa Kids to try to contest this point.
Yep, but it wouldn't be a smart idea. They still have 2 ults up. Ults are actually coming online, but I feel like they would waste a lot of them, as Gamester with that Earth Shatter could shut down this Nano Visor. Zanity coming out is going to be forced to throw his body along with Aaron's on the point, but a Shatter getting a 3-man, an absolutely perfect way to start it. Systems getting charged, but it doesn't matter as all the kills are going their favor right now. Logging Out not going to be having that res at all, so just wasting that Earth Shatter. They're going to farm a little bit of their ults, and now going into this final point, 3 minutes remaining, 2:45 actually. Systems with this Graviton is going to be huge. It's going to be a huge one. Well, it's going to have to be. So Daiklan can actually charge his Earth Shatter. Otherwise, this is going to be really hard to defend. I don't feel right now with triple tank and no nano, the visor is going to be enough.
Yeah, it's also going to be clutch for Logging Out to build this res up, which he is at 90% here. Key has his res, so he's going to come in here and res this. That's not a question. Here we go. We see the attack visor coming out of Aaron's. Culp is going to take out Daiklan, but then we're going to see Zandy take out Dynamo. So we have 2 picks now for each side, or 1 pick for each side here. Aaron's going to get pinned by Gamester, and Volcon's going to take out Zandy. Those are huge picks. Logging Out does have his res, though, so we're going to probably see him go swooping in for the res. Here he is on point. He's going to pull on it. Earth Shatter out of Gamester. I don't think he's able to get anything. Daiklan comes charging in. Siddle gets picked, I believe, late. He drop out of Volcon's going to keep his team alive, except for Dynamo, who's going to get dropped by Daiklan. Now we're going to see Zandy take out a Culp, and we're going to see Key drop here. So this one looking like it's going to go in favor of the side of Koopa Kids. Zandy with that whole hog, maybe not needed, but is going to play it safe, better safe than sorry, as he cleans up. And now with 1.5 minutes left, Armory has 3 ults available, where the side of Koopa Kids doesn't have any, but Logging, who just res last fight, is already back to 95%. I don't know if Logging has died once this game. He has res, Aaron's has the attack visor, Systems almost has the grab. This is going to be a juicy last fight and a half that we're going to get in this minute and 15 seconds. Here comes the Graviton out of Wild Tiger, getting 3 in it. 3 picks coming right away, but Logging Out has that res. Here he comes with the res, going to get the 3, and now the teams are going to continue to fight onto the point. Logging going to be taken down very low. Daiklan going to miss his pin, and he's going to get dropped. Attack visor coming out of Dynamo and Aaron's, and we're going to see Aaron's get the best of Dynamo there. It's now a 5v5 on the point. We have Siddle getting hooked by a Culp, and just Systems contesting the point where the rest of Armory, or the rest of Koopa Kids, is top right. Gamester, I believe, Earthshatter, most of them down, and they're cleaning them up now as the Culp's coming around from behind. This payload is rolling as well. They got to be careful. They're way too split up here. We are going to see Zandy now hop on the point and look for a hook here. He's going to land the hook on the Gamester, but it's not going to matter as Key dies with res. 30 seconds left. He's now dead with Vets here as we're on this last fight, and that's huge for the side of Koopa Kids. Armory might be able to throw one last push at it, but I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to be able to get back in time for these reses, that's for sure. And that pick on the key might have won Koopa Kids the map. Now with 10 seconds left, the side of Armory's got to figure out how they're going to contest. You do see Dynamo looking to make a play. He's trying to get by. He's getting body blocked, not going to be able to touch. He's going to fly in. They are just able to contest speed drop coming out of Volcans. Gonna keep them all alive here as they're coming in. Last fight for Armory is very far away from the point, trying to get up and get some point presence. Gamester comes in with a pin, doesn't get anybody. Aaron's taking down the half. They're gonna get a -3, pocket it back by Logging. 2 picks for the side of Koopa Kids. 3 picks. Logging has res. Not gonna need it as a Culp is the only one to get a pick. Just Volcans and Wild Tiger. Wild Tiger drops. Volcans gonna be taken down to 1 HP. Just able to contest. Gonna die. And Koopa Kids is going to win Route 66.
Yep, and it honestly looked like it was in the favor of Armory. That turn up from out of nowhere, from logging out with those super clutch last reses have to be the key factors. I'm going to have to give MVP of that map to logging out. Aaron's went off, Xanity went off, Daikon went off, but it's honestly because of logging out that they won that.
We're going to see a play of the game here out of T, as I think it's probably a 3-man res, actually only a 2, but able to keep Gamester alive, I believe, through most of this Daikon hammer stuff. That was huge. But getting picked there with the res, I believe it was Attack Visor. We do see the supports here, and logging out another player resurrected card. And the Aaron's with some more damage. Gibraltar Attack is the pick for Armory. I don't think that's in the pool. I don't think that's the pool. Yeah, it's definitely not.
Wasn't it Route 66 Oasis Icon?
Yeah, it's Eichenwald or Oasis. As much as I'd love to see some Gibraltar, that's not where we're going to be going, guys. 1 sec, we're waiting. Alright, they want Eichenwald Attack. So they're on the right side, just go switch it to Eichenwald. We can start this up.
And now going into Eichenwald, Brett, who do you prefer going into this? Primera obviously sees this map as a wild card, so he can't really give an honest opinion, but what about you?
Oh, man. Wild card is right for this map. We might see some Junkrat. We might see some Symmetra. I think we should see Pharmacy out of Dynamo because the verticality can be so clutch when it comes to pushing through that choke. I'm going to say, especially from what we just saw, logging out, his Mercy is an issue, and it doesn't seem like Armory has the ability to take care of it right now. And I'm going to say advantage Koopa Kids. Even though I picked Armory to win, I'm starting to think that might be different because these skirmishers are not putting enough pressure onto the Mercy of logging out.
Yep, and obviously they're just playing around. But this dive comp coming in, a Colt is having a super quiet game. Whenever he does play the Genji, obviously he's being forced to go Hog because he's popping off as Hog. But I feel like right now they need that Genji to just flank the backline and just find logging out and just punish him for how many good reses he's been getting off.
I'd have to agree. I'm just doing one last at everyone because why not? Last one of the night, last stream for the weekend, last match for the weekend. So let's get some hype here because this series could be closed out here as we're heading now into Eichenwald, and looks like we're going to see. It's going to be an interesting comp, a triple DPS, Reinhardt, Mercy, Lucio. This is going to be interesting as these teams try to hold each other off here. We are going to see a lot of pressure onto Gamster's shield as he's got to let that recharge. Dynamo now looking to get aggressive here on the Tracer, diving through the choke. System's trying to apply some pressure onto him as he does have some high charge. But System's taking down the half health immediately, actually taking down the one shot, but he's going to end up staying alive, and Logan's going to get all that res to be sad that Dieclan hits out Volcons. And this fight is automatically looking like it might be going in favor of Koopa Kids, and Armory's going to have to back off as, yup, that is all Koopa Kids needed.
A Colt trying to dash out, but not enough height. That feels bad, man. But going in, even though they lost that pretty bad, I feel like that was pretty good in the sense where they got a field of everything. I'm looking at this one to be a lot more successful. Volcon going on to the Sombra, and I felt like that's actually a really good call. System would lose 200 health with his EMP, Zanity would be blocked off from his healing, and Dieclan would be blocked off from charging or putting his shield up. The EMP, I feel like, is definitely a good call. Dieclan getting blocked off, not allowed to do anything. And now the shield...
Hang on. I gotta stop you, Mega. Yeah, the Sombra's a great pick, but they just dropped their Lucio for it. They have a solo kill Mercy right now. They're running 4 DPS, and Reinhardt, this is a 4 DPS, 1 tank, 1 support comp out of Armory. This looks like my comp games when someone gets toxic. This does not look like a competitive comp. And they're going to see a big Earth Shatter out of Gamester there as he takes out Citadel, but this is, I am not convinced. We are going to see Volcons take out Dieclan, and a Res be forced out of logging out. Backfires are coming out from the side of Wild Tiger, but it's still 2 picks back to back as Aaron's also pops that visor. And it is all Koopa Kids again in the kill feed. I am not sold on this Sombra, and it's just not the way they have it set up. Your solo Wild Tiger's going to switch on to Rosaria, but still, you're over halfway through your push, and I don't think you have the right comp yet.
Well, going in, they are going to have 4 ults up. Well, there's only 2 ults up right now for the side of Koopa Kids. So this is more of a do or die situation right now for them, as they're popping ults, 2 ults in fact. He's gonna be forced to pop that res. However, Dieclan's right there with the huge shatter, but he's gonna get blocked off from the charges. There's no fall through, and Dieclan just coming in, getting that triple kill. Occult, the last one, having their ult up. Dynamo now going over to the Pharaoh with 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what's going on in Armory's party, but I don't think they got the, I just don't think this is the right way to do it. They had 2 Volcons now going back to the Lucio after 1 EMP. Like, I just think that they've wasted too much time, and they're down to 45 seconds here, and maybe they might finally have the right comp. Gamester is going to get a pick on the Dieclan and Citadel and Systems, and Logan does have this res though, and he's going to come in with it, of course. Gamester with a big Earth Shatter here, and Wild Tiger's going to get a couple more kills. Citadel takes out Key. All picks for Armory, and I just wish Armory didn't waste 3.5 minutes messing around with a solo heal, solo tank comp. Now with only 3 people left on the point, a grab coming out of Wild Tiger, Aaron's is able to take out 2 of his tag visor. And this one's coming down right to the wire. I think it's just Dynamo and Gamester left. But it looks like they're going to cap this point. Gamester going for the pin as we do see the Monkey of Zanity get back. Citadel gets a pick. Res coming in from Key as he was forced to pop that Earth Shatter out of Dieclan. Is going to knock out a bunch of people, but not too many as he gets booped. Earth Shatter coming out of Gamester is going to take out Dieclan now. And Citadel are trying to contest. Aaron's takes out Dynamo with a healing rocket, then takes out Key. Huge shot coming out of Citadel going to keep his guys alive. Aaron's on that high ground, such an issue. Gamester trying to stay alive with Wild Tiger there, just to try to keep him up. We are going to see a Cult now getting back on the Genji, but that's 2 picks in favor of the side of Koopa Kids. They might hold this one off. They're going to drop Gamester. No one's able to touch. Koopa Kids is going to hold.
Not even getting a tick. Everything's going to be so much more dangerous. This is do or die for the side of Armory. They are down 0-1 in the series right now, so if they aren't able to hold this and push into a best of 1 cost, this is going to be it. And this is where right now they need to run the cheese. They need to run that Symmetra, Mercy, Torbjorn, maybe even the Bastion, who knows. But they need to run to hold right now.
Yeah, I agree. This is, again, I just wish they didn't waste so much time. I'd like to see maybe you got to go with the cheese, the Torbjorn, Symmetra, Soleil Mercy. I like this if Volcans goes with that Symmetra, but I just feel like they had the right comp there at the end, and I don't think it was. I just feel like way too much time was wasted in the middle of that round.
Yep, definitely agreeable. The main switch I would say that really showed more progress than anything was Wild Tiger on the Zarya. If we're talking about any switch, I think that was the most impactful switch. He got right up to 100 charge and just started melting everyone. Got that kill onto the Xanity Daiklan. Rez came up, boom, he killed them right again with that 100 charge. Definitely the most impactful switch I would say came out from them, but sadly it was a little bit too late, like you said.
Yeah, I'm just confused, and I'm definitely going to be picking these guys' brains later tonight as to what was going on, because it just was so far off of what I thought they should have been doing. But anyways, here we go. We're now going to be heading into the offense. We're going to see a very basic comp here out of the side of Koopa Kids. We are going to see the Torbjorn turret of Wild Tiger getting dropped here by Xanity, as now we're going to see the offense speed through the choke and start applying pressure. Daiklan going to land that pin on the Gamester. Is going to take out Q. Daiklan drops to a Cult. That's a huge first pick, especially by only nearly 33%. Cito takes out Wild Tiger, and Dynamo takes out Cito. Now we're going to see the side of Koopa Kids just apply pressure on the point. Volcans drops, Dynamo drops. It might be all over. Gamester's going to charge it. He's going to get dropped. Just a Cult left. He's going to get hooked. It's not going to matter. Really quick closeout, and we're going to see Koopa Kids cap this in literally a minute.
Yep, but definitely a very strong offense, immediately taking it, not wasting any time. And with that being said, Koopa Kids takes the map and takes the series 2-0. Daiklan getting play of the game.
Just not sure, and I'm gonna find out, but just not. Wow, big play there out of Daiklan. Just not really sure what happened. Spearman's did a great job there with his Helix rockets, but that is gonna wrap it up here for us tonight. Yep. So thank you everyone who did come out and watch the stream. Thank you.